I'm from South Korea. I'm just curious as a foreigner. What do you think, or what evangelicals in America think of the policy of Donald Trump? I mean, like immigrant, Trump, caravan, those things.
Yeah, thank you, brother. It's inevitable that somebody would ask, but you see, the Americans didn't have the same amount of courage that you did. Well, I don't think I want to say anything. Listen, Donald Trump is part of a movement in the Western world. Donald Trump is not alone. He is one of many leaders in Europe as well that are saying we're having too many immigrants. And we're being overwhelmed by people from other countries. So Brexit is about that. There's political parties all through Europe that are also saying we're having too many immigrants. And Donald Trump has also been elected by people who are saying the same thing, too many immigrants. Let me make a distinction between the policy and an attitude. The policy is, I hope no one disagrees that every single nation has to have some standards. So, in other words, no nation can just be overwhelmed by immigrants. There has to be some kind of policy. Every nation has to decide, well, how many can we assimilate and it not hurt our economy? How many can we assimilate and not hurt our school system? So I'm not saying that there shouldn't be standards for immigration, and I'm also not going to say anything because I don't know enough to know whether America has too many immigrants or not. I know it's possible, and I'm not going to tell you about that, but here's what I'm more concerned about. Biblically, an attitude toward people of other races, biblically an attitude toward immigrants that can arise in a nation that sees all these foreigners here taking our jobs, and you start to develop an anger toward them and a resentment of them. The Bible says that is an unchristian position. So rather than say, I know that Donald Trump's policies are right or wrong about immigration, I don't think I'm qualified to talk about that, but if along with his election and many other people's election has come an attitude that is anti-immigrant and also racist, and I do see it. Yes, I do see a rising racism right now in our country, in spite of the fact that African Americans certainly have more rights than they did 100 years ago, even 50 years ago, maybe even 20 years ago. I'm not saying there's been no improvements at all, but there is right now an attitude against immigrants that I do think the book of Jonah speaks to. So I'm just trying to be careful. I'm not saying, I've had people tell me that Donald Trump is fixing our immigration policy and it was broken, and I've had other people tell me that he's making it worse. And I don't think that's necessarily my job as a preacher of the gospel to be sure. I don't think I have to tell you here. I don't think my job is to tell you about what the Bible says. And the Bible says we mustn't have that hard attitude toward immigrants that I do see rising in this country. Whether to blame Donald Trump or not, I don't think I want to do that.